This is Prime Crime Network.
This mom had brought her son and her niece to the park. She says a man approached her niece playing with another little girl and told her niece to get her parents. We have learned that man is William Moore, a former Falcons safety who was released from the team in 2016. When the woman walked up to find out what was going on, she says Moore told her this.
I'm like, excuse me, sir, because we're maybe 10, 15 feet within each other. I'm like, excuse me, sir, that's my niece. You know what's going on. You tell your effing niece to keep her hands to herself. She hit my daughter. And I'm like, well, sir, I apologize. I didn't know what was going on. I thought they were playing.
That was the woman speaking with our Cody Alcorn. She was so shaken up by this, she didn't want us to identify her. She says after speaking with Moore, at that point, she tried to leave with the kids. She called 911 on the way to the car, but she says Moore followed her and blocked in her car. Someone at the park capturing moments of this on camera. She says then another woman approached the car and tried to flatten her tires, and then suddenly she heard gunshots. Video capturing Moore firing a gun at her car door with both of the kids inside. All of this happening as she is still on the phone with dispatch.
This moment, I'm like, okay, I gotta get out of here because y'all are really crazy now. As soon as I hit his car, I heard the shot, gunshot. He shot my driver door. He shot at my car.
Now, fortunately, that bullet ricocheted off the side of the car door, but she and both of the kids who were in the car at the time are all physically okay, but she says this will likely require some counseling for the kids who are both under 10 years old to process these terrifying events.
Sure, that is traumatic. What's this former Falcons player William Moore's status this morning?
So I checked jail records this morning. He is still in custody in Gwinnett County, facing 6 charges now, 2 for aggravated assault, 2 for cruelty to children, and then another 2 for shooting at the car door.
Prime Crime Network.
It was exclusive.
Rock is now charged with kidnapping, armed robbery, terrorism, and assault with a deadly weapon. He's currently being held on a $1 million cash bond. 12 News brought you breaking news Thursday afternoon when police say Rock used a rifle and explosives to rob the Desert Financial Credit Union at 7th Street and Thunderbird. Police say he fled that scene, then fired multiple shots at that helicopter near I-17 and Cactus. That's when an officer shot at Rock, hitting him. Rock then got back into his car and drove away. Officers caught up with him moments later. A bomb squad would later recover a live explosive device inside of his car. His next court appearance is set for this coming Thursday.
Prime Crime Network.
It was exclusive.
And tonight, the 13-year-old boy wanted for murder in LaGrange is in jail after turning himself in last night. Police say Jaden Gunsby, you just saw him right there on your screen, was involved in a deadly shooting on Easter Sunday. He's accused of shooting 20-year-old Devarius Lindsay at an intersection in LaGrange on April 9th. So Lindsay actually died days later. Police say the two knew each other and believe more people are involved. And they also believe that there might be possible gang ties. And while Gunsby is only 13 years old, he will be charged as an adult.
Prime Crime Network.
It was exclusive.
The search intensifying for 4 detainees who escaped from the Raymond Detention Center after a deadly Monday night carjacking.
We consider one of them to especially be armed and dangerous at this point.
Police believe stole a minister's Dodge pickup truck after he carjacked, shot, and killed the man.
We believe that there is a strong connection possibly between one of them and the vehicle that was taken from the victim on yesterday evening.
Tuesday afternoon, police were back on the scene where they say 61-year-old Anthony Watts was found lying face up on Frontage Road near Old Byram Road around 7 o'clock Monday night. Surveillance video from a witness shows Watts stopped his pickup truck to help a man who'd crashed a motorcycle. That motorcycle had been stolen at gunpoint just a few minutes earlier from a home on nearby Bounds Road. The gunman shot Watts several times before taking off in the truck, heading south toward the town of Terry.
Understanding that Terry Police Department did get into a pursuit of a vehicle matching the description.
Sheriff Jones says Terry police called off the high-speed chase because it was, quote, getting out of control.
But at the time, I did not know, nor did Terry know, that they were chasing a vehicle that had just been carjacked and a suspect was occupying this vehicle that had possibly fatally wounded someone as well.
Now we have reached out to JPD to find out why there was such a delay in releasing the information about the carjacking and deadly shooting. We've reached out to the police chief. We haven't yet heard back. Meantime, the sheriff says the U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force is assisting his agency, again, in trying to track down all 4 of those escapees.
Crime Network.
Exclusive.
For the first time tonight, we're learning what turned a Sweet 16 birthday party in Dadeville deadly. 4 people killed, 32 others injured. During an Anaya's Law hearing to see if the 6 suspects charged will be held without bail until trial, an Alabama law enforcement agent testified what he says went down inside that dance studio Easter weekend. The agent said 50 to 60 people were inside the hall. 89 shots were fired and 7 different guns were likely used. The agent went on to say it seemed to have been sparked by a DJ's speaker that fell over, making a sound similar to gunfire. When that happened, the agent testified that several young people lifted their shirts to show they had guns. The birthday girl's mother told anyone over 18 or carrots rang out, leaving multiple shell casings and blood everywhere, the agent said. One of the guns was found on Corbin Holston's chest, the agent testified, adding Holston wore a ski mask at one point, and most of the suspects said he fired first. Holston was among the 4 killed. Marciah Collins was also shot and killed. The agent said he had a gun on him, but it had not been fired. Those 2 guns, the only ones recovered from the scene. The agent says suspects Johnny Brown, Willie Brown Jr., Wilson Hill Jr., and brothers Tyreek and Travis McCullough and a 15-year-old are all related or knew each other, and they weren't even invited to the party. Willie Brown, who denies he was even there, is a suspect in another shooting in Auburn. And a juvenile suspect was wearing an ankle monitor from a shooting in Tuskegee, investigators say.
Now, the judge said he will decide within 24 to 48 hours if the suspects will in fact be held without bail until trial.
Thank you for watching Prime Crime Network, your source for urban and suburban and around the world news. Hit the subscribe, like, and the notification bell. And check us out on PrimeCrimeNetwork.com.